We good this time. What's up, what's up, what's up? You should be ready this time. What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, hey. Now I'm live, baby. All right now. What's up, T-Sippers? What are y'all doing on this Thursday evening? Hey, hey, hey. Hey. You guys pay attention to this. Well, CANDYMAN, what's going on? Now listen, we ain't at the CANDYLAND, the candy thing tonight. We're at somebody's house. We're going to act like we got some sense. Well, I'm just saying, we're at somebody else's house. We're not at CANDYLAND tonight.
Sure will.
We can make a party happen, can't we, baby? But what's up, guys? I know you guys are surprised that I'm on live tonight. I am excited about it. Before I even get started, I want to make sure we are live. Myra, can you please check and make sure that I am still live? I do see someone checking in, but it keeps going in and out, so I want to make sure we are live before we even get this started. I hope you guys see the title. It is called The Great Divide. This is a very important topic that I must discuss because it's not just happening here in the city of Atlanta. It's happening all around. Now, I used and started this platform to discuss topics that's happening in the stepping community. So before I even get started, I wanted to let you guys know where the tea lady will be touching down. I am excited about this. I don't know if you guys know about it, but I'm gonna let you know where the tea lady will be settling down at. The Black and Bling. Black and Bling is going down in Dallas, Texas. It's April 26th through the 29th. I am super excited about this. I've never been to Dallas, so I'm excited about that. Again, that is April 26th through the 29th. I'll be there. The Chocolate Ball with my girl Coco. That's also going back to Texas. That's July 5th through the 8th. I'll be there, so I can't wait to do that. Also, Smooth Cruise. TeaCandy will be on the cruise. Can y'all imagine having TeaCandy on some water in the middle of the Don't be a mess. I'm letting you know that right now. We're not going to be responsible humans. I'm letting you know that right now. So TeaCandy will be on the boat. That is May 17th through 21st. If you guys have not gotten your tickets, you need to be on that cruise. We're also Smooth, the radio family. We're going to have a blast. Y'all heard that, right? Y'all see this man just threatened to throw me off the boat. He just threatened to throw me off the boat. I'm just saying. I didn't hear it. I'm not a Also, I'm going to partner with my folks as VFW Steppers. They have something coming up in May 12th. All right. They're red and white balls, so I'll be partnering with my friends here. Also, that's in May. And also, Darren, Raleigh, they're having something called In the House. They're going to be partying actually in Cancun, Mexico. It's going to be a huge house stepping event they're having actually there. If you want to get more information about that, that's actually August 2nd through the 5th. Ooh. That's actually, if you want more information, it's steppinginthehouse.com, but it's Darren Riley on Facebook, so look him up. He doesn't have me on that bill yet, but we're talking. But I did it as a courtesy to him because I love he so much, him and Erica. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing started. I wanted to talk about this. This is affecting Atlanta right now, but I'm sure it's affecting several different communities, and it is the Great Divide. What I mean by that is this. You have an organization that started as one. Something happened, now they've separated. It is your prerogative. You can separate. It is not a problem. Right. It happens. Yes. Okay? It happens. What the concern is when you badmouth the other organization. That is a problem. That is a huge problem, and we have got to discuss it. Okay? Now, I've already explained it to these guys. We're not going to badmouth anyone. Correct. As much as possible. We're not even going to use names. Correct. Okay, because those people are not here to defend themselves. They're not here to say their side of it. So that's not what this platform is for. Okay. This platform is definitely going to be used to try to be constructive, not destructive. It's already bad, so we don't want to make it worse. All right? So again, this is something that's happening in Atlanta right now. But if you keep living and keep stepping, it's coming to your neck of the woods. Trust me. If it ain't happened yet, it's coming. All right? So, all right. So, kind of let folks know what has happened. So you want to start and let folks know what has happened so far, and then we'll try to go from there.
Well, let me start off first of all by
say your name. And
I'm Gwen, and we are the VFW Steppers. We can say that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. If not, we've said it. Okay. Let me first correct. Our group has not had a divide.
Okay.
What has happened is not a split for us. What we have done is left the venue that we were at, where we were holding stepping every Sunday at.
Where we originated.
Okay. But there's not a stepping group that's there. We are the stepping group that left the venue that we were holding our stepping sets at.
All right, so let's make sure we say that again.
Okay.
The VFW Steppers was associated with a VFW post.
Correct. Yes.
They have since left the post.
Correct. That is correct.
That's how that happened.
That's how that happened.
Okay.
We didn't have a divide within our group. Our whole entire group left the VFW post where we were holding our stepping events at and moved to a new venue.
We got that.
Okay.
All right, we good. Go.
So it seems that in our community that there is a lot of confusion because the steppers are confused because they're thinking that it's a split, just like you just said, and thinking that the split is that half of us is still at the VFW post and half of us is at the Blue Room on Sundays. When actually the whole VFW Steppers, which is the stepping group, is at the Blue Room.
Which is our new location.
Okay. So let's clear this up. The VFW Steppers started at the VFW
Post. Correct.
Post.
Correct.
Can I throw in something?
You can, man.
Y'all need to change y'all name. I'm kidding. Okay, so the VFW Steppers started the VFW Post.
Right.
You guys left the VFW Post, and we're going to get in a little bit as to the reason why you left. We're not going to get deep, but we're going to talk a little bit about why you left. Because I think there's a little bit of mud in there too, but we're going to talk about just a little bit.
Okay.
But you left the building itself.
Correct.
The organization itself is still together.
Yes.
You moved to a new venue, which is the Blue Room.
Correct.
Yes. All right. We got that.
All right.
Go.
Which way you want me to go?
I don't know. Okay. So you guys are good.
So every Sunday, we're at the Blue Room from 4 to 9 p.m.
Got it.
We are the stepper organization that is holding the stepper sets at the Blue Room.
Okay. Now your regular time is what time?
4 to 9 p.m. every single Sunday.
With the exception of last week.
Okay, so last Sunday, it was from 12 to 4 because there was a scheduling conflict.
Right.
At the Blue Room.
Correct. And can I just say this?
Please.
And shouts out to the Blue Room. They had a scheduling conflict because they had another event that they thought the date was a Saturday, but it actually was a Sunday. Okay. And they had a contract, so they had to do their contractual duty to that event.
Okay.
But because of that, they were gracious enough, and because they respect the steppers and want to do business with the steppers, they actually held an event free of charge for the steppers in appreciation, to show their appreciation for the stepping community. And they opened their doors, and there was no admission, and it was actually an excellent free brunch that everyone enjoyed, and it was all totally at no charge, and the expense was taken by the Blue Room.
I had to turn this down. Okay, sorry y'all, let me turn this down for a second. Give me just a second here, I'm gonna turn this down. I don't want it talking while we're talking. All right, so thank you, Blue Room, for that. Right. All right, so what did you want to say there?
I wanted to say that we are still a family, the VFW members, and we represent the military. We are veterans of foreign wars.
Okay.
We provide for the homeless. I ask steppers to contribute during the winter time with old clothing to provide for the homeless winter clothing. And so we still are the same group, still are providing, but due to in-house family problems, we had to leave. You know, when children grow up and don't want to abide by the rules, parents ask them to leave. And so we had to part ways because we weren't complying. And so we stepped out on our own. As eagles do their young, they remove the nest from up under them and they have to fly. And so we are out flying together as veterans of foreign wars.
Okay, so let's clear that up.
That's not true.
So you are still a veteran. You're still a part of that post, as a member of that post.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
has nothing to do with your stepping.
No,
that has
no.
nothing to do with the two.
Nothing to do with it. I am a lifetime member of the VFW post.
Of the post.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a veteran, but I am not a member.
You're not a member of that
I'm not a
post.
member.
So can somebody please explain to me, how did this get messy? Because right now it sounds like it's real flowery. But we all know that it's not flowery.
No.
No, it's
It
not.
got messy somewhere. Because right now it just sounds like we just wanted to change our venue. We just want to change our location. So how did it get messy? What happened?
Well, we really need to talk about how long we were there, first of all.
Okay, so how long were you at? Do y'all need to convene? Do y'all need to see our attorney first?
No, I was
Because
letting
y'all
her-
looked at each other
No,
like,
I was giving her the floor.
Okay.
Or you want me to get the history?
You can go ahead and give the history.
Okay. The way our whole organization started is that Ron Thompson and Valerie Green.
And these are members
These
of...
are members of the VFW Steppers,
Okay.
and they're also members of the VFW Post. So they started stepping classes at the Post.
Okay.
As the classes grew, and I was a student,
Okay.
and we wanted to learn that one night on Monday nights wasn't enough for us.
Okay.
So we came up with the idea that we wanted to get together on Sundays.
Okay.
And we wanted to go over what we learned in class, but it wasn't a class setting. We were just to dance on Sundays.
Okay.
And to get us more, as babies, get us a little bit more familiar with what goes on, because we were scared to go out and dance with anybody at that point.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So as we started on Sundays, and then we came up with the idea, well, hey, if we're going to meet on Sundays, let's bring some food.
Okay.
So all of the students started doing a potluck.
Okay.
Okay. Once we got comfortable enough to where we felt we was ready to dance with others,
Okay.
then Ron started inviting some of the guys in the stepping community to come out and dance with us.
Okay.
When that started, word of mouth started.
Okay.
Word of mouth got out that we were dancing on Sunday. It was free, and we had good free food, and people started coming.
Okay.
Once we started getting, I don't know about how many people start showing up, then we added a DJ to it as well.
Okay.
And that's DJ
How it
Anthony,
grew.
and that's how we grew. Once we started growing to capacity on the smaller side, because when we first, let me say this, when we first started, there was nobody at the Post on Sundays, period. No business whatsoever, okay? So once we grew and we started feeling the small side, we had to open up the larger side where everything goes on today.
Okay, so at first it started with a little bar
With a
area.
little bar
Right.
area.
Okay.
Mhm.
It was free.
It was free.
Gotcha. Okay. So there was no money moving.
No money
It was
movement.
just we just come on
We
Sunday.
just come out Sundays, we brought a
Dance
dish,
with the students.
and dance with the students.
And potluck, and we just gonna eat.
And we just don't eat.
I got it.
Okay?
All right.
Those that wanted, the bar was open. Please, patronize the bar. But other than
Nice and friendly.
nice and
All right. Let's fast forward.
Fast forward.
Start
5 years
popping.
later. 5 years later.
Okay.
Popping on Sundays. That is the place that everybody goes to.
Mind you, it's free. All these.
It's still free.
It's still free.
I remember that.
Okay. Then it was approached to us by the VFW Post staff
Thank you.
that we needed to start charging, because we had been doing this for 4 years without
Okay.
any money coming in, and that we wasn't making a profit to do anything, and that it just wasn't fair.
This is the Post saying this to you.
Yes.
I got you.
So we agreed, and they said, decide what you're going to charge, but
Okay.
let's move forward. This is your home. Want you to stay here, but start charging.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Okay.
And we had been wanting to do that, but we just didn't know because we had never been at the table with the actual VFW Post staff. Ron always handled that. Okay?
I got you. So far, we're good.
Yes.
So
All right.
once that meeting took place and it was decided what we were going to charge, and we got together as the stepping staff to decide, we still wanted to do the 4th Sunday buffet that we was doing.
Doing anyway. I got you. Okay.
So 4 months down the road, we continued to do this. The 5th month, it was told to us, we can't just, and this is my belief now. This is my personal.
This is Gwen's.
This is Gwen's
words.
Gwen's
This is what
words.
she feels.
Gwen feels that after looking at the numbers of the people that were coming in and the money that they felt was being made, that they needed a part of that money on top of the money that they was already receiving. Because keep in mind, there was no charge to come in, which meant any money that was being made on that Sunday was all benefiting the VFW Post.
All right, let's slow that down. Okay, so initially it was free. Then it said, all right, so you got more people. We feel like you should pay a little something, which makes sense from a business perspective. I'm going to play in the middle.
Okay.
From a business perspective, you got more bodies, which means that we have to have more tissue. You got more people going to the bathroom. It's going to cost more energy. So it's going to cost the VFW Post more to operate this building.
Right.
So yes, you guys should pay us a little something. This is our flat rate. Pay us this. It is your belief that you feel that more people came in, they saw the dollars, now you want to charge us more money.
Correct.
So
Because
we good so far.
well, let me address what you said is business, because I'm a businesswoman too.
Okay.
So when we were at the table and we made the agreement, the business was, because you guys have brought us in so much other business with you guys being here and putting us on the Post, you guys have done your due diligence to us, and the steppers were volunteering and bringing in all of the paper towels and the tissues and the hand soaps. So the stepper community was donating stuff for the Post to continue to operate.
Didn't know that, okay.
Also, the agreement was that as long as Amir was going to be in charge of us, and it was at the Post, then he was also volunteering his time to where he would do all of the maintenance and cleaning up behind every single set on every single Sunday, even though it wasn't always a stepper set. So they were able to bring in a ballroom set, a ballroom group. They were able to bring in a line dance group. They brought in several parties, and Amir volunteered to not only do the cleaning, but to buy all of the cleaning materials himself and do all of the work. And that was said, we're good with that.
Okay. Okay, well, let's fast forward some more then, because I'm still not seeing where the problem, because it got muddy. So when did it start getting muddy?
Well, it was approached to us towards the end of the year that that wasn't enough, and that we're going to have to start charging you guys and more
Because of bills.
because of the bills.
Because of bills.
Because
Light
of the
bills,
bills.
utility bills, things of that nature.
Okay. So, all right. So those bills weren't there previous when you sat, I'm not being funny.
I know you're not.
I'm not being funny. But when you guys sat down the initial time and came up with an amount.
Those same bills were there.
All right.
And we paid for the bartender. We
Okay.
paid for the bartender.
All right. So when y'all sat down again, there was still no way to resolve that at that point, or was that the breaking point? Was that the breaking point, or was it?
It was the breaking point because what they were asking was way too much. Because what would have happened is that if we had to pay what they wanted us to pay, there still would, then we would have went in reverse and went back to where it originally was. The VFW Post would have been making all of the money, and we still wouldn't have been making enough for us to do anything as a stepping organization.
Other than pay the DJ
Other
and
than
the
paying
bartender.
the DJ and the bartender.
In my eyes, I just think that they could have negotiated, we could have came to a conclusion, but they kind of gave us a take it or leave it. And you know, I'm the type person, if we don't negotiate and we're not both trying to come to a happy medium, we should go our separate ways, because we can't meet your needs and you can't meet our needs. I mean, it was time to move for me.
So this is my question to you guys as an organization. What does this look like to you guys? Because myself looking from the outside, looking in, it looks bad.
It's greed.
You said it's greed. What do you think it looks like?
I felt that it was greed, completely.
I felt it was mismanagement. I think that, you know, when it comes to business, you have to really, you know, consider it all, you know. And I know, for me, if it's not clocking dollars, it ain't making sense. So it didn't make sense for them to say, take it or leave it, because we were bringing in, we were bringing them something, and they were giving us something, and we could have worked it out.
All right, so now we're at a position where you guys are at another venue. The VFW Post is still having events. They're still having a stepping event. Now let's make sure we clear this up. The VFW Post does not have a stepping organization. It's just a building. It's just a venue.
Correct.
All right.
And let me say this, Tika, right there, because this is a good way for me to say this to you. I believe, this is Gwen again, I believe that somewhere down the road, this was the plan all along, is that because the amount that they were asking, if they really was counting the heads and counting the dollars and knew what we were spending out, they knew that there wasn't a lot of money that was going to be left. So I believe the whole tactic from a business point was to move the VFW steppers out so that they can do exactly what they're doing now, is hosting a stepping event under what the foundation that we built there, so that now they're getting exactly what they wanted, which is everything. The door, the food, well, they're doing the food with the door now, and the bar. So they're keeping their venue and they're keeping their business, because when you first started this was originally to help the VFW Post keep their doors open.
And we did help.
And we helped
a lot.
For 4 years. Well, 5 years.
Is there any way to fix it?
No way.
I think what's done is done. I mean, we can move on, and you know, that'll always be fond memories for me, because that was our original place.
Right.
But I don't see going back any kind of way. I mean, we're moving on, and I think we made a great move myself. I'm very, very pleased with the Blue Room. And
I like the Blue Room. I must say that I do like the Blue Room.
The hosts, they are very, very, very hospitable. And
Yes.
stuff. And the menu
is spectacular.
Yeah.
I
The food
can't
is
say anything about
excellent.
they got a top chef there, and I mean a chef, not a cook, a chef.
that. It really is a good.
And it's good.
Let me address this. It's one other thing I do want to address. So the split has happened. The divide has happened.
Correct.
I just asked you guys a very pertinent question, and you guys don't feel that it's a way that it can be fixed. The chatter that's going on as a result of it, the backbiting, and I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Let me take a sip before I finish that.
Let me take a sip too.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I can answer this one.
The backdoor conversations that's being had. I use this platform to have difficult conversations.
Okay.
And when you called me, you were very upset, and I understood that, and I said, you know, we could easily put a post up We could do that. We could put a flyer up.
Right.
But why do that? Let's go live and do a breaking news and say we're going to have a real grown folks conversation. And that's what we're doing.
And I appreciate that.
And no problem. And I thank you guys for willing to do this. But we're going to really talk about it now.
Okay.
The split has happened. You just heard VFW steppers say they ain't going back.
Right.
They stand at the blue room or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Now we got a situation.
Okay. What is the situation?
The situation is...
What is it?
What is the situation? Which situation?
The situation is this.
CANDYMAN look at the blue room.
The situation is this. We have DJs that feel like they being pulled in all different kind of situations. Should they DJ at the Blue Room? Should they DJ at the VFW? Oh Lord, I love Gwen. I don't know who to DJ for.
Okay.
Why you look at me like that?
I'm
I'm the tea lady and we gonna talk.
Talk.
We talking.
Yes.
Is it fair for you guys to say, now look, if y'all go DJ for them, you can't come DJ for us? Is that a fair position to have?
I believe it is.
I don't.
I do. Let me say this. It's not that, that is not what we have just put out there. We've tried to face each person individually that's came to us as far as the DJs. But let me go back and say, this is what I have been taught since I've came into this stepping community. And if I'm wrong, correct me. Is that steppers support steppers. We are the stepping group. There is not a physical stepping group that's at that VFW post. Period. Now, yes, I understand that there's some steppers that still like going to the VFW post. Some of them like going there because they just like it there. And some of them are going there because they're confused because they don't know what is going on, and that's what today is for. But I believe any stepping organization has the right to hire anybody that they want to DJ their event, because at the end of the day, we're paying that DJ for their services. Mm-hmm. Now, if we choose not to have a DJ there, that's our choice, one way or the other. Mm-hmm. There's, and we do this by, on Sundays, we really have set a standard with the VFW steppers. We've set how our platform goes on Sundays. We're not just an ordinary, just play the top 40s or the oldies or anything. We like to party. And the people that come to us on Sundays like to party. So the DJs that we seek out, but first of all, let me say this. The DJ that has been there with us from day one has set the bar so high, we can't just let any DJ in there because that's not what the people are expecting.
And she's saying that because that's her husband. I'm kidding. He's a good DJ.
I'm a little biased.
That's right. but he's a good DJ.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's okay.
So that is.
You are, baby.
You are. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that's what the steppers come to our sets on Sunday, and that's what they're expecting. Now, we're not going to let someone come in there and DJ that's going to just stay at this plateau the whole entire time. Now, if you're going to party and you're going to take it up and down, throwing little oldies, throwing a little new school, throwing a little line dance, a little walking and everything. And at the end of the night, any of the people that come to the Blue Room, they'll tell you that we greet them. Our hospitality has always been there, whether we was at the other location or where we are now. And we're always asking for feedback. And based on that feedback that we get, that's the way we do our DJs.
Well, we're gonna take. I'm not gonna say your names. You can go back later and go back and read these and say exactly who it is. But someone said business is business. As far as the DJing goes, there have to be months to feed the need to go where the money is. I think attendees are more split than anybody. Doesn't the real cause more division in the stepping community? They're saying basically when you are, I think, now this is Tika's opinion, okay? I think when you take such a hard-nosed stance, okay, by putting the DJs, and can I be real, in your mess,
Right.
because that's what you're doing.
Right.
If you make it such a hard-nosed thing, you guys are putting the DJs in your mess. It's not, and you're, even if you say, as a stepper, I saw you take a picture over there at the VFW. Post. You're putting the steppers in your mess. We just want to party.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? We love all of y'all.
Right.
We don't know what happened. So I'm glad we're doing this.
Right.
We don't want to see this happen. We just want to have a good party. That's it.
Right.
Our community is not big enough to be having all this going on.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
So it's not fair to have such a hard-nosed line, just such a definitive line in the sand, if you will, to say, if you do this, then we're going to do that.
Well, let me say this. I agree with you. And my thing is, okay, everybody's an individual. DJs, that's where they make their money. And just like where, when I used to work, couldn't nobody tell me where I could work.
Right.
And if they did, I would say, unless you're paying some bills at my house, you don't tell me who I work for and where I work.
I agree.
And so, but I understand that there has if we don't pick a DJ, it should not be because he played at the Post. Because we were at the Post 5 years. Okay? It should be because he's not at the level that we have moved to, and that's it. If he's at that level and he goes back and play at the VFW, more power to him. He's doing his hustle. And that's all it should be about.
Now, I will say this. I did go to both. Okay? And I will not say a name.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix this, but when I did go to the other, again, I won't say what the flop was, but when I did go to the other, the DJ did have negative things to say about the other.
See.
That has to stop.
Right.
Do your party. Entertain the people that's at your party.
Correct.
Make your bread and go home. Don't say nothing about what happened or what you think was popping off at the other party.
Correct.
Don't say nothing negative about the other. Just don't do it, because it's continuing to draw a line in this community. And again, it's not just Atlanta. It's just happening at our house. Again, I preface this show by saying, keep stepping. It's just happened to be happening at our house. Keep on stepping to be happening at yours in just a moment. It's just happening at our house right now. So I know I have listeners all over.
Right.
It's just happening right now.
Right.
Now I know I probably have somebody listening going, girl, you was talking all in our business.
Right.
So hopefully this is helping someone else. But again, it's just happening right here in Atlanta. So hopefully it's helping.
Well, one of the things, and let me just address what you just said about the negativity when you went from one venue to the other. One thing that I will say about us is that we're happy whoever comes to that door. We greet you. We walk around. Are you okay? How is the food? How is this going? What do you think about our DJs? And we have started trying to give all the DJs a chance in rotation so we can see what's out there, because if you just have Anthony DJing all the time, you never know what other talent is out there. Right. So we have started rotating, which CANDYMAN did an excellent job for us last Sunday, and we have other DJs that's going to be rotating and coming all through the month of April.
Which I think is an excellent idea, actually.
But in saying that, one thing that I know that you would not get from any of our staff members, and because we talk about this and we pride ourselves on this, we never bash, never talk about anything that happens around the corner during our set. We are busy making sure that everybody is happy and appeased with us. We don't never say, well, I'm so glad you finally came from around the corner, or why'd you go around the corner? We never ask any of those questions of anybody.
So everybody grown.
Now, we've had people come to us and say, we went over there for Super Bowl and we felt intimidated because we got just downright talked about.
We need to stop doing that, y'all.
And we need to stop that.
If you're doing
I
it, we need to stop. Not only the promoters, the steppers themselves.
That's
I know
right.
we're grown, and I know y'all don't have to listen to Tika.
Okay.
Y'all don't have to listen at me.
You don't have to listen
but
to me.
it is not good to do. It puts a negative spirit in the building.
Exactly.
It puts a negative spirit on the people that you're talking to.
Exactly.
We need to stop doing it. It is frustrating. I'm glad you called. That's what I said. I'm glad you called. Because it's horrible. It is just, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm just gonna be honest.
Right.
I am personally sick of hearing about it.
Right.
We're all real grown. Last I checked, I am. Shut up. I am extra grown.
And I
with
am.
mortgages, grandbabies, dogs, all. Listen,
Right.
I do not want to go to a venue and a venue.
Extra grown.
Extra.
Put an A on the end of it.
Okay.
A venue and hear grown folk talk about other grown folk.
Right.
But I heard they said, listen,
Right.
stop.
It's
Seriously.
Stop it.
Stop it.
If you go to
just
step,
stop.
just step.
Just stop.
Just step.
Why we got to be complaining about it? We complain about everything. Stop it.
And my thing is, just get in where you fit in. If you comfortable at the Blue Room, come. If you haven't been, come and see. If you're comfortable at the Post, go. You know, because when we were at the Post, people were just there, and you know they came because of the way we the way we addressed them, the way we made them feel at home.
That's what-
you know, and we haven't changed.
We haven't changed.
We're gonna do the same thing no matter where we go.
That's right.
And you know, my thing is, just be grown, have a good time, and don't worry about nobody else. Cream always rises to the top.
You heard that? Somebody just said there isn't a stepping promoter at the Post.
There is. Who is it?
There is.
Who is it?
Well, we can't say any names.
Well,
So we can't say there is a stepping promoter at the Post.
there may be a promoter, but there is not an organization.
There's not an organization, but there is a stepping promoter
You
at
can hire
the
a
Post.
promoter anywhere.
Well, I gotta say, whoever that stepping promoter is not at the table with all the stepping promoters in our meetings.
So there was a stepping promoting meeting.
Yes,
There
All the
continues
groups.
to be.
Yeah.
and it continues to be, and no one is represented as a stepping promoter from the VFW
Post. Don't forget the Post.
So, I mean, so
Y'all just
I'm just giving
seriously,
you, I'm
it's
just giving you the facts.
Again, let's just try to support each other, guys. Let's try to be positive.
Right.
I know I had, guys, if you haven't seen this, try to go back and find an interview that I did with Black Mary. Maybe I need to go back and just find that clip that I did with Black Mary. Black Mary is actually responsible for really starting a lot of the stepping parties up in Chicago on Sundays,
Yeah,
to be a matter of fact. And she said, they weren't even doing stepping on Sundays because of church.
Right.
And so she went through all these channels to start stepping on Sundays, and she talked about how difficult it was. But she said, try to support everybody. If you have an organization and there's 2 or 3 parties on one night, send somebody to each party.
Yeah.
That is what
That's
we do.
what we do.
That is what we
And
do.
try to support everybody. Don't badmouth the other event. You see what's happening when you do it. Nobody wins.
Nobody.
Well, let me just take the privilege of saying this. The community is trying to come together as a whole, and that's the reason that Miss Mary has called the actual promoters into a big council so that we can try to unite us, and work out the problem areas that we have.
And thank you for that, Miss Mary. I think she's listening.
We are, and for us to go out and to support each other. And one of the things that came up in that meeting, even though we haven't started doing any resolutions to anything, was that the focus was, let's get a calendar and let's put everybody's stuff on the calendar so that we're not overlapping each other and challenging each other on the same days. And let's all come together and let's support each other. So if there is another promoter on the same day at the same time, that's one of the things that we're addressing in the council meeting with the stepping promoters in this community. So if that is the case, and we have a stepping promoter that is a stepping promoter at the VFW, that is one of the issues that we have and that we're trying to correct. So if that is something that's happening on the same day, you see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why all the promoters have gotten together to try to work things out. So if you're having something and we need to change our date or change our time, or we don't need to schedule this because you're having this anniversary, or you're having this big gala, or you're having this, that is the reason that we all are coming to this big round table to try to work it out and prevent this from happening.
Well, I'm not a person of a whole bunch of lip service.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times we have a whole bunch of meetings with no resolve.
Right.
Let's try to have some resolve. Let's try to have good, healthy conversation that leads to some results.
And that's what
our
expectations are.
Good Lord Almighty, I hope this conversation has helped. I hope this has cleared up some misconceptions. The VFW steppers are still alive and well.
Yes, we
They
are.
party on Sundays from 4 to 9 at the Blue Room. That's located at what on Panola Road? What's the address?
Panola Road.
What's the street number over there?
Panola and Highway 20.
Highway 20 is our
Right in the
beautiful venue.
Right next to the Dairy Queen.
Right next to
Next
the
to the Dairy Queen is from 4 to 9. They're gonna rotate their DJs
For the month of April.
for the month of April. They're gonna rotate. If you decide to go over to the Post, I think they do theirs after. More than happy, do what you do. Fine with us. It is not a problem. These folks don't have a problem with them. If you are DJing over there, do not badmouth. They promise not to badmouth you. Please don't badmouth them.
That's correct.
Step us wherever you decide to step at. Do that.
Yeah, step on.
No more badmouthing.
What'd you say?
Hey, everybody do that. We ain't doing that no more, okay? And anywhere you are, in Atlanta, wherever you listen at this, no, one more time.
And stop acting like high school students. These matters are stuff we did when we was in high school.
We gray and old now.
Great.
And
Well,
sexy.
we ready?
Some of us gray. Some of us ain't gray now.
Some of us great. Y'all ain't know it. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Talking to You with Tika. I hope that this has been helpful. Let me see some hearts if this has been helpful. Let me see some hearts if this has been helpful to you guys. Wherever you are, let me see some hearts if this has been helpful. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and sipping with me. We're sipping all kinds of stuff tonight. Lord. He ain't even drinking. Like, I think this is like grape juice or something. He's not even drinking. Thank you for the heart. He ain't even drinking alcohol. I don't even know what this is he's drinking. He's about to knock it out.
Stumbling and stumbling.
And if you have not purchased your tickets to the Red and White Gala, please do that this weekend so you can get the last of the fire sale. The tickets are $2 for $60. After that, they're $35 a piece. Those of you that have been to our Red and White Gala, you know that we do it top notch.
Yes.
And we would love to have you in the place.
Yes,
All
we're
right.
taking it up another notch this year.
Yes,
How about that? So Helen, I see Helen and Michelle, you guys did miss it. We're getting ready to go off the live. You guys go make sure you go back and rewind this. It's going to be very important that you do that because you guys are local steppers. You are in the city of Atlanta. So I want to make sure you guys go back, listen to this because you are local. We need to make sure you guys know what's going on in our city. I love you guys. I will see you guys on Sunday at the Blue Room, getting our step in. Who's stepping?
On Easter Sunday,
We are stepping.
Samsonite.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Samsonite will be on the ones and twos.
You have to wear your Easter outfit.
Yeah.
How about that? We're having a contest for the best dress on Sunday at the Blue Room. We're kidding. I'm kidding. Bye, y'all. Love you. Sip, sip.